This is 7 National News, and in our top story, in an effort to further empower the humanitarian community across the globe and ensure sustainable help for victims of conflict and natural disasters, the International Humanitarian City Strategy 2015-2021 was launched today. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, led the launch. The event was attended by a high-profile delegation comprised of other members of the royal family, international dignitaries, senior officials from various government departments, and humanitarian leaders and actors, such as the UAE Red Crescent and Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan Foundation. Her Excellency Shaima Al Zaruni, the CEO of the International Humanitarian City IHC, revealed the details of the strategy, which has been developed based on 4 pillars: connect, innovate, lead, and partner.
The other platform that we have is about actually network humanity, and networking is about bringing brains together and bringing thought leadership into one place where they would actually discuss ideas and probably share knowledge and share information, and that would happen to various elements. For example, it would be electronic, it will be probably online, all it's like, it's like, and His Highness as well launched the World Humanitarian Forum, which actually be similar to the World Economic Forum, but focusing on the humanitarian aspects. This is the second platform. The third is, again, it's about lead humanity, where His Highness started probably an advisory council called H10 that would consist of 10 of the world leaders into the humanitarian sector who would make the difference, and they would meet once every year in the UAE to discuss probably critical matters when it comes to humanitarian sector. The final one would be about actually innovate, and innovation is an important pillar when it comes to probably the Dubai Plan 2021, and then how you can actually enable those humanitarian actors. You need to innovate in order for you to respond rapidly, to build resilience actually on the field and across the various countries.
Most of our programs are based on two things, either on education or on health. On education, we concentrate on the education, vocational education actually. It's important to create a job for the needy people. In the health, we concentrate on building hospitals, especially gynecology, emergency, and pediatric, which we think that these are the main important thing to provide health for the needy people. It's very important for all of us to support each other and together and to see how can we coordinate in providing help to the needy people globally.
In line with the strategy, other initiatives were also launched, including the International Humanitarian Fund. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed donated 1 million dirhams to encourage the private sector to partner with humanitarian actors in a bid to accelerate help for the needy. The World Food Programme Executive Director Earthrine Cousin and Her Excellency Baroness Valerie Amos, the UN Undersecretary General for Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordinator, say these strategies and initiatives are crucial now more than ever.
The sheer scale of what we're having to respond to last year, 2014, was probably our busiest year as a humanitarian community. We don't anticipate that will decrease in 2015, and the strategy launched today, focusing as it does on areas like leadership, but also on areas like making sure that we are operationally more effective, but also crucially on partnership. This is not something that humanitarian organizations can do alone. We need to work in partnership with the private sector, with our partners from the NGO community, with the UN humanitarian organizations. We all have a part to play. Governments also have their part to play in all of this. So the partnership element is also crucial.
No child should go hungry because the world does not provide the support that is necessary. We have the tools, we need the public will, we need the continued investment that is required to provide the assistance to those who need us.
During a cabinet meeting held on Sunday at the Presidential Palace, chaired by Vice President and Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the UAE cabinet launched the National Program for Government Communication (NPGC) to address national priorities and society issues to realize positive change in people's behavior and lifestyles. The NPGC, to be implemented over 7 years till the Golden Jubilee of the UAE in 2021, will consist of 7 pillars, each addressing a society issue. These society issues and national priorities are based on the results of study of knowledge, attitudes, and practices KAP in the UAE. The first communication campaign will be entitled Healthy Children and will be followed by other campaigns covering pillars such as cohesive family, quality education, green ideas, sustainable food, prosperous future, and diabetes-free UAE, as well as other national priorities. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed stressed that happiness of the Emirati people is the cornerstone of the government work, and that the directions of President His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan revolves around putting Emiratis' needs and aspirations as top national priorities. They are at the core of the development process as set by the UAE Vision 2021. The Cabinet has also approved the mechanism to implement the UAE Green Growth Strategy and reviewed the Human Rights Work Plan. The UAE Compassion Campaign to help Syrian refugees survive severe cold and snowstorms in the Levant has raised to date approximately 177 million dirhams, according to the Emirates Red Crescent. The campaign was launched on Tuesday under the directives of President His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan and the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai. The humanitarian and relief campaign seeks to raise funds to provide winter aid for 1 million refugees and people in the Levant countries. Meanwhile, on the sidelines of the launch of the International Humanitarian City Strategy 2015 today, Red Crescent officials called on the public to continue their efforts in aiding those who are less fortunate.
Yesterday we sent also one plane from here to Jordan also, 40 ton. It have clothes, medicine, everything inside it, and a tent also. Maybe after 2 days, we now make a joint with the airport to send another plane to Erbil. Also 40 ton by everything, clothes and dates and everything. Today we will send 8 containers, 40 feet to the Jordan. Then they will distribute it for the refugee, for the Syrian people, inside the camp and outside the camp.
The parent school contract is set to be introduced in 34 Indian and Pakistani schools in April 2015. This year, it will become mandatory in all Indian and Pakistani schools, accounting for more than 80,000 students, approximately 33% of the total studying in Dubai's private schools. As part of student registration, all parents must sign the contract. According to the Knowledge and Human Development Authority, the contract includes refund and admission policies, school fees, attendance and punctuality, as well as health and safety provision and transportation. It addresses parental responsibilities such as providing schools with accurate medical, psychological, and educational assessment records to ensure student safety at school. During the first 2 phases of implementation, 24 schools adopted the contracts, which covered 38,624 students. Meanwhile, due to the popularity of social media and forums, online bullying as well as other forms of bullying are also covered by the contract. Following the completion of the first phase, KHDA witnessed a 20% drop in complaints, suggesting schools and parents are finding it easier to resolve their disputes internally. Emirates Post Group is reminding mailbox owners that they can avoid being fined if they renew their subscriptions before January 31st. EPG said customers with valid IDs can renew their subscriptions at post office centers, postal agencies, or at the EPG website. The company also said that owners of expired subscriptions will be fined after January 31st and face further monthly penalties after February 28th. The UAE is a country of fantasy weekenders, more prone to staying at home and making exaggerated claims later. That's according to research released today by Hilton. The research revealed that more than half of the 1,013 UAE residents polled admitted to staying at home all weekend, at least twice a month, with almost a quarter, 24%, not leaving their home almost every weekend. At the same time, the research revealed that many UAE residents polish the truth when it comes to sharing details of their weekend activities, with more than half admitting they have exaggerated what they have done at the weekend when asked by friends or work colleagues, either to cheer themselves up, make themselves look more exciting, or in response to the social pressure of trying to keep up with what everyone else is doing. Meanwhile, weekends away scored highly as a preference for how to get the most out of your weekend. 40% of people questioned believed a trip can put the spark back into a relationship, while 28% believe it can save a doomed couple. Yet despite the popularity of the idea of a weekend getaway, almost 1 in 10 respondents, 9%, never enjoy a short breakaway, with 40% only getting away 1 to 5 times a year. And finally, in our bulletin, this evening marks the Middle East premiere of Taken 3 here in Dubai, with international movie star Liam Neeson in attendance. Earlier today at a press conference, the international movie star conveyed his delight to be in the UAE for the premiere. Neeson is back as retired Special Agent Brian Mills in Taken 3, which is directed by Olivier Megaton. However, his return to quiet life is turned upside down when he's wrongfully accused of murdering his ex-wife. During the conference, Liam expressed his excitement to come back for the third film, despite his reservations in the beginning. The Taken franchise has earned its place as one of the most successful film franchises in the past, with industry insiders predicting a record-breaking movie event for the latest installment.
It's always, I mean, with the success of the first one, I wasn't terribly interested in doing a second one. Look, I'm not a writer, so I couldn't see where the story could possibly go. But Luc Besson, Robert Mark Kamen came up with what I thought of, you know, a good, solid storyline that was worth doing, and where my character is in jeopardy of being killed, and my daughter has to, you know, learn very quickly a certain set of skills. You know, it was fun and it was interesting to do, and especially to shoot in Istanbul, which was great. And now here we are with the third, and again, I think Besson and Kamen have come up with a really, really good storyline to finish the series.